Spring is here, and it's the time of year where students graduate. However, it's a little bit different now with the coronavirus, of course. However, there's a growing other pandemic and disease. Burden slowing down the economy is student loan debt. Throughout the country, many have on their mind that are graduating their future, and the big question is, how do they pay for all this debt that they've accumulated? Student loan debt is a national crisis, and it's a crisis found throughout the world, but especially in the United States. Student loan debt has grown to insane levels for several reasons, and I'll go into them. Really, today, however, many university degrees are becoming more and more worthless. The cost doesn't really equal the benefits of a college degree for more and more people. And now politicians are creating outlandish promises of free education and reimbursing college debt completely. Student loan debt is one of the leading causes of debt in the country and causing a systemic problem of growth issues within the economy. Really, people are entering the workforce now with an extreme uncertainty with the coronavirus shutting down, creating over 16 million in layoffs to date from the time this video was made. The older generations are wondering whether their retirement savings will now hold up. Many have invested into 401ks, into the stock market, and other types of investments that are now really on shaky ground. The market, yes, may have had a little bit of a recovery. However, still many are still down absorbent amounts of money. Really, the old pension system of stability is long gone. People are now having to rely on government bailouts and very risky financial instruments. On top of that, combined with debt. Really, the average American today is in much more unhealthy financial position than previous generations, now burdened with debt and having to really rely on very shaky financial instruments to even survive or even retire decently. The American dream really is to own a home and raise a family. However, home ownership levels have seriously dropped, and with the rising student loan debt and the uncertainty in the coronavirus, new construction of new homes is likely to plummet. And also we're likely to see a slowdown in commercial industry as well. Many construction workers are begging cities and state governments and federal governments to resume projects to get back to work, as layoffs and uncertainty and job security really threatens the industry. The supply chain throughout the world has also been broken down. It's becoming more and more difficult to receive essential construction supplies right now, which is another reason for slowdown in projects. However, I don't think there's going to be a slowdown in the demand of highly skilled workers, especially in construction. Not going to be a slowdown in the demand for skilled workers, and highly educated people are always going to be needed for the success of the economy. Really, not everyone is meant to go to college, and that's just a fact. Really, the benefits don't always outweigh the cost. And that's something that our system doesn't like to say. Everyone goes to college, so they say, but not everyone's meant to go to college. We do need people to build things like roads, bridges, and especially repair our country's infrastructure, which really is in shambles. Many cities resemble third world countries in terms of how well their roads are, and that's a problem. The coronavirus has definitely shown that we need people in the medical field the most. Doctors, nurses, and trained specialists are always going to be needed, especially with an aging population as well. Now more than ever, the demand is showing that we need to train as many people as possible for the future to protect the public. Yet who is to blame for the student loan debt crisis especially? How did it get to be so bad? How did it get to be so affordable to now so expensive? Really, Wall Street is to blame. Private institutions have jacked up student loan debt, promoting everyone to go at their own benefit. Today's younger generation and the other future younger generations are likely to pay an increasing burden. Here are a few possible solutions. Let's look at the first major one: student loan forgiveness. Okay, yeah, but what about the people that paid 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago? Are you going to give them money? Okay, here's another one. Free college. Sounds great on paper, but where do you get the money for this? How do we get the money for this? Really, we need to just kind of take a step back and really look at who really is meant to go to college and really what's getting out of it. So let's get rid of this whole belief that everyone needs to go to college, because it's really outdated, completely useless in this entire world. Really, people's college degrees in many cases are as worthless as a piece of toilet paper, really failing to provide them with job security and skills that they really need. For some, yes, it is needed if you want to be an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer. Yeah, you definitely need to go to college. And for many people, yes. But are wages and increasing standard of living really coming about this? No. Perhaps for college professors, they're still raking it in, making incredible amounts of money. However, for the average person attending college, it's not. And we need to demand really a better solution to educating our workforce more affordably. Perhaps more people should be going into skilled trades. Why is it that a book for a college course costs almost $1,000 when it's the same material as it was last year? Oh, and I haven't even begun to discuss how much it really is to live on a university campus. But the college student is a susceptible market. They're not thinking about the future. They just want to party, have a good time, learn. Who cares? Just kick that can down the road. Student loan debt, I don't need to worry about that. But eventually, when they start entering the workforce, paying off the student loan, then they realize the sobering reality has finally hit them. The future is going to be difficult for many future young people. Yet, it's not all bad. We have a new massive wave of technology and even the ability to explore the stars once again in our generation. We have a choice to make. Either let student loan debt cripple us and destroy future generations and the American dream, or begin to control our debt. However, it's up to you what you decide. And whatever you do with your life, the main point of this video is to really know that debt carries a serious responsibility and to make those decisions very carefully.